Hello, welcome. I am Joe Pro AI. I am here to go over some custom GPT API connections. I'm going to check a few things here and go ahead and show some tutorials here of what I've gotten connected and how to go about connecting GPTs to the APIs. It's given me some useful things. Been able to connect to 11 labs. I've been able to connect to XAI. I've been able to connect to several different APIs to get some results right through ChatGPT. Let's, I guess, begin with what you're going to be looking at when you're connecting the custom GPTs. So what you'll need for this is going to be a pro subscription or a team subscription or the paid subscription to ChatGPT. It's going to enable you to create custom GPTs. Let me just, I guess, give it a minute here in case anyone is going to join, and otherwise it will go to a recording so that anybody can watch this later on. So I will be just going through and checking some things. Let's make sure that I am recording. Good. I don't know if models is the right choice there. Let's see if I can edit it this live. Okay. Let's see if that comes through. All right. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So these are three custom GPTs that I've built. They are three different API calls. What you're going to be looking at when you are trying to get these connected is you're going to be going to your ChatGPT, and in your upper right corner, you should have your management section where you can go and look for your GPTs. If you go to custom GPTs, you can, or my GPTs, you can go ahead and create a GPT. This gives you the layout of a blank GPT. So in this, what you're really going to be focusing on is creating a new action, which is going to provide a schema for you to access what you're trying to access. The This is going to be the main I want to say the main section that you're going to want to get working in order for the API calls to work. So the way I came across figuring this all out was I went in here and you can get a template of some functions here. These are just example open API calls. What this is the uh, basically the instructions that are for the custom GPT to reach out and make a API call to um, a programming interface that is provided by usually a company that has a programming interface, such as like image generation, audio generation. Many companies or services, they'll put out an API so you can access their service programmatically. So you're going to want to understand what this schema is, it's basically going to be the call that is going to be made. So this one right here is for it's an example, but it would be going to the URL for a weather.com app, and it will be getting the location, which would be on the other end would be um, a retrieval of the location information. So this is would go out and make that call. So I'll show you some of mine here. So this is one I've gotten connected to the XAI API. This one will go and it will connect over to Grok and talk to Grok. So you'd be working through custom ChatGPT and then talking directly to the XAI API that is at API X. So let me try to tone it back just a little bit here, just to kind of give you a minute to understand where we are. So with this is just the GPT that I've built. It's in the custom GPT section. So if you are going into your create a GPT, it's going to be in the configuration section. This is the configuration section for the one I've built. In here, I have an instruction set that it is to give it instructions on what I want it to do with the API. So if you're wanting to, you can leave this section blank in reality, but you want to put instructions in here to have it understand what your goal is. But the meat of the actual API call for the GPT is going to be right here. So where to get this information? So this is a YAML that I have gotten built that explains what for the GPT to ask the XAI API in order to get information. So it reaches out to the server at api.x.ai v1. So it is going to reach out to that, and then it's going to do one of these actions down here. So it's going to create a chat, create completion, create embeddings, check for models, get the API information, or make a function call. Now this is all through here. So when the API, when you ask the GPT to make a call, it's going to say, okay, I'm going to reach out to this right here and make a post call or a get call to one of these following paths with information that is in these examples right here of what it is looking for. So it's going to give you an example. So I'll show you right here. So we'll create this. So this one is what models are available. So this is going to talk to the XAI API, and then it's going to find that, and you could see it's up to date because Grok 3 was just released the other day. So now it could talk to all of these different models. The one thing I don't want it to do is talk to Grok 3 at the moment, just because it costs, I think, $15 output or input. So that would charge the account, but you could have it. Um, ours, let's see if this works. It's actually the Grok 2 model, but it's going to make an API call, and it's going to, this one says unrecognized. Set max token parameters. Please retry. So it is a little finicky, because it's basically asking ChatGPT to make program calls. And what it's done is it's talked to the API and it's pulled back this information. Here are some key steps of global attention right now. Now, this would be coming from the Grok uh, API call. So, how to do this? So, you're going to want to um, find out as much of the, so if we go to AI API documentation. So for the most API calls will have a decent documentation that is available for your programs. As you can see here, this gives the same information that was in some of these calls right here. Chat completions. If you go over here, chat completions, this is going to show all of what's called endpoints. And the endpoints are going to be what the calls are reaching out to get what it's looking for from the program or the service. So what you could do is you could take the information that you get from here, right? See all of this? This is all endpoints. So this is how you communicate. You can create programming. This, I believe, is you can get it in Python. You can get it in different formats for you to make a program out of. But in order to get the GPT to understand it, you could select all, or you can select what you need from here. And I've gone to say something like this. Please give me an open API schema in YAML format for this. And then I've given it all of the information from that document. So this right here, do you notice that it looks fairly familiar to this right here? Because it is. It's going to give me the schema for the YAML. This is a basic one for, Laura, let me know. That one is just going to give the, watch, we'll see. This one should give just one completion here. So I'll go back Z, and that gives all of the different completions. So to understand what I've just done, I've taken the instructions for the calls, and I've asked the GPT to make an instruction set or a an API schema for that. So if we take the let's see, is it this? So if we take that, that will give us that. Okay, put method post 3.1. So that's just saying 1.0. Okay, so from there, what you would want to do is then you would also want to go up into the authentication API key. you would want to find out how it is being um, passed over. Usually, bearer is the common uh, type, and then you would put your API key in here, or some like 11 Labs has their own custom header, which might be of importance when you're going through the API documentation is if there is a custom header like XI-API, then you could put that in there. But for most cases, the bearer and then your API key would go in here. That is the authentication. And then from there, you would be able to make a test call. So that is one. So that is for this. Um, that would get me for the XAI documentation. So let's close out of these two and go towards this. So this one is an image generation, which uses the Luma Labs Photon image generator. And what you could do here is you could, please make me an image using the API of a supercar. So this is going to look through its knowledge. It's going to talk to the API. You should have to authorize it. Then an image is going to be created. From here, you could say create 10 images, and it should then go through and commit those 10 images. And once the one thing with doing it all through ChatGPT is that the it's not going to auto poll, so it's not going to look back and check to see if that image is created. Um, you got the you got to go back to it and tell it to check. And the interesting part about this is that ChatGPT will actually pull in the location of this, which is copy image address, which would be from the Luma Labs um, content delivery network where this is stored. So what you need to know from here, same concepts. We got the so for image generation, we have the image generation here. We would just need to get these converted into YAML, which would then be for um, the call here. So let's see, we'll grab some of this. Actually, let's just do this. So image gen would be you're going to get your API key. So authorization bearer. So you would have bearer in there. This is the an example URL. So we don't need that. What we would want is basically this information here, text to image, which would be to create, you can go into here, go to edit GPT. So you could see that I have a YAML in here that has all of these. So create an open API ML 3.1 if you want to avoid the error that it's going to give you. 3.1 or and then it just converts it into a YAML format, which will be able to be pasted into the schema. If you do that, you can see it makes the endpoint right there. Okay, but I'm not going to save that because I have my endpoints and what needs to be done right there. The other thing that is going to need to be known is that you need to put the privacy policy URL in there. And then again, you want to put your API key right there. I see there's the one person is watching for right now. Feel free to comment in the chat anything that you have questions on. But I have this is kind of the gist of it is that you're going to need to create a custom GPT, and then from there you're going to need to create the YAML for the API, and the API will be able to you can use your custom GPT to talk to the API. I use this quite often to generate images, generate storyboards, do different things with ChatGPT. I find it is very nice at working with AI to create what you want. I mean, this is just an image of a supercar, and it came out pretty decent. So you can then tell it to do whatever you want from here. And then that is the basic concept of that. Um, if there is anything further, let me think. Um, yeah, I mean the main thing that you wanna get done is get the schema completed. Um, So it's going to be an open API schema you're looking for, and you're just going to want to convert um, uh, the API documentation into format so that the ChatGPT can understand it. That is the basics of this tutorial. And I will kind of land it there. Any questions, reach out to me. And if there's anybody that wants to build these GPTs, feel free to let me know. I can build them for you or help you build them for yourself. And or we can create links so that you can use the different GPTs. So thanks for checking this out. That is how to connect to some of the APIs through ChatGPT. Thanks and have a good rest of your night.